Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving right into a massive, frankly, game-changing shift happening in education right now. We're going to explore how moving away from heavy, physical textbooks and jumping into a secure digital ecosystem is directly driving fundamentally better student learning outcomes. And to really ground this, we'll be looking at Knowvas Edu as our main case study to see exactly how this transformation actually plays out in the real world.
So let's kick things off with a pretty huge what if. What if every single student could have every approved textbook on any device they own, completely bypassing the crazy costs and logistical headaches of printed books? You know, when we look at education today, AI is exploding, student expectations are higher than ever, but textbook costs? They're rising to a point where equitable access is seriously on the line. If we genuinely want to improve how our students learn, we absolutely have to rethink how they get their hands on their learning materials in the first place.
Textbook logistics crisis, or the friction holding students back.
To really get why the digital solution matters, we've got to face the logistical nightmare of physical textbooks. I mean, we're talking about massive distribution delays that leave kids without books for the most critical first weeks of a term. Add in torn pages, lost books, outdated editions, and, here's the kicker, zero analytics on whether a student actually cracked the book open at home. When you put all that together, you've got a physical system that's literally stifling a reading culture and actively harming learning outcomes.
The contrast here is just night and day. On one side, you have this immense friction from the physical world. Warehouses, lost cargo, complicated logistics. It's a heavy lift. On the other side, you've got the flow of a scalable digital model. Instant access, cloud-based, real-time updates. It becomes pretty obvious pretty fast why the traditional delivery method simply doesn't scale anymore for modern education.
A digital learning ecosystem and frictionless access for schools.
So how do we actually build that frictionless access? Well, this is where Knowvas Edu steps in as a complete cloud-based digital learning ecosystem. The onboarding workflow is incredibly streamlined. School admins just register, do a bulk upload of their students using a simple CSV file, which automatically spits out student IDs and PINs, assign those kids to classes, license the library, and boom, the students are reading. You're replacing months of painful procurement logistics with just a few minutes of setup. No warehouses, no printing presses, just instant, immediate learning.
And the economics behind this are just as efficient. The subscription model is super straightforward. Schools only pay for the students actually enrolled, based on a few clear tiers. By totally wiping out those massive upfront warehouse and shipping costs, schools can dramatically lower the barrier to entry and focus their budgets on what actually matters: student success.
Meet Kora, the AI reading assistant in active learning with AI.
Now, getting the book to the student is really only step one. Let's talk about active learning, because this is where it gets really interesting. Kora isn't your run-of-the-mill internet chatbot that might hallucinate some random answer. Not at all. She's an AI tutor that specifically studies with the student, using their currently licensed textbook. She strictly limits her answers to the approved text, unless she's explicitly asked to look wider. That means students are actually mastering their localized, school-approved curriculum, not just surfing the web. Because she's acting as a dedicated tutor, Kora does a lot. She explains tricky concepts, reads aloud, handles voice interaction, and even creates flashcards and drag-and-drop quizzes right there in the margins of the digital book. But my absolute favorite feature, Kora only unlocks the chapter summary after the student is actually finished reading the chapter. No easy shortcuts here. It actively encourages genuine comprehension, which is a massive catalyst for better learning outcomes.
Let's look at Section 4. Analytics for better outcomes through data-driven intervention.
This right here is the crucial point where a digital ecosystem empowers educators to catch falling students way before they actually fail. Think about it. Instead of just guessing if a kid opened their backpack at home, teachers finally get real, tangible reading analytics. By measuring completion rates, spotting active readers, and tracking actual reading hours, a teacher's role transforms. They stop being blind distributors of paper and become highly informed guides.
And this data gets incredibly granular. Teachers can instantly see the most read books, how the class is performing as a whole, and exactly which individual students need an intervention. Less time digging around for lost books means way more time using this data to provide targeted, direct help to the kids who need it most. This is the exact mechanism that drives up positive student learning outcomes.
Securing the publishing ecosystem and protecting the creators. Of course, we have to be real here. None of this amazing access or analytics works if the publishers aren't fully on board. Publishers trust a platform like Knowvas because the security is rock solid. We're talking encrypted delivery, institution-specific watermarking, and hardcore anti-piracy protection.
And for regions where internet access can be a little spotty, they use renewable offline lease tokens. This ensures students can read securely offline, while publishers are completely guaranteed their royalties. It keeps that high-quality, localized content flowing.
Finally, the future of African education, way beyond just a digital library. As we wrap up this explainer, we really need to look at the broader impact here. Building Africa's true digital publishing infrastructure goes so far beyond just setting up a simple digital library. Knowvas Edu is building the whole shebang, an entire foundational ecosystem. With a creator studio, audiobooks, institutional licensing, and that AI reading assistant all driven by African-focused innovation, it completely replaces old logistical friction with true educational flow.
Just picture it for a second. Every student in Africa having instant, on-demand access to top-tier learning materials, and their teachers truly understanding how they learn in real time. Imagine swapping out massive, dusty textbook warehouses for instant digital delivery and deep learning analytics. The positive impact on learning outcomes is just staggering once you finally strip away those physical barriers to access.
And that brings us to one very powerful vision. Put every textbook in every student's hand. So as you think about the future of your own institution, I'll leave you with this. How are you going to take the next step to partner in transforming education across Africa? Are you ready to trade the friction of the past for digital flow that guarantees better student outcomes? Think on that for a bit.